1979, Mercedes-Benz sold its first off-roader in the UK. It was called the Wagon, or G-Wagon for short. Well, 32 years later, Mercedes-Benz will once again sell you a G-Wagon. It just feels so naughty to get into a car that's trimmed really beautifully. This is a handmade vehicle, don't forget that. Beautiful Zinio soft hides, really clever trim quality, and then just take it off-road and smack it through the mud. It really feels so rude. Now, the more observant among you will have noticed that the G350 Bluetech retails for £81,665, and that is, by any stretch, a vast amount of money. But stop there, keep listening, it's worth listening about this car. You see, the G-Wagon isn't a normal Range Rover rival. You think of it as a kind of Bentley on stilts that'll do anything, is handmade and feels like it would survive nuclear war. I think, in that respect, it kind of shames a Range Rover. For me, it's one of the great motoring curiosities because it's so old and yet it still feels so worthwhile. I've been prattling around in it off-road today and it is extraordinary. It's dragged out far more modern off-roaders, let's say, from places of big trouble. If the G-Wagen excels off-road, it finds life on-road a little more difficult. That's not to say it isn't a whole lot more sophisticated than you'd expect of something so old. It's pretty firmly sprung, and of course it's got a separate chassis and body, so it's never going to be as sophisticated as a Range Rover or even a GL for that matter. But that's not the point, is it? We all know that this thing is an anachronism. It's old, but it's full of charm because of it, and it does go down the road pretty well. It's got over 200 horsepower, 540 newton meters of torque, so a lot of torque. And yeah, it's amply quick, 0 to 60 in under 10 seconds. It's not going to set you on fire, but then what do you expect? The joy in this car comes with just threading it down the road. It's an experience to be in. It's just a privilege to be in a G-Wagon. That's all I can say. But to really understand the G-Wagon, you have to drive it off-road. Yes, it's very competent on-road, but off-road, it's extraordinary. 3 locking differentials, high and low ranges in the gearbox, just goes anywhere. It's now got a modern 350 Cdi engine in it, 204 horsepower, loads of torque, 60 in under 10 seconds. It struggles over 100. The claimed maximum is 108 miles an hour, but I recorded one at 121 in Germany this year. Objectively, it's pretty difficult to justify the G-Wagon, but that doesn't stop it being one of the great Evo cars. It'll go further off-road than you can ever imagine. And if this one doesn't go far enough off-road for you, you can always have the vanilla commercial version that'll go further than 10 Defenders. But know this about the G-Wagon: if I could have 5 new cars registered in 2011, one of them would have to be a G350 Bluetech. There's nothing else like it. It's so special, so idiosyncratic.